Hello friends, I'm George, the nice smelling gentleman. Now winter, at least astronomically, has ended quite a while ago, although the weather outside, especially in the past few weeks, has been quite shitty. But since winter is basically over, I wanted to do a sort of a winter recap video where I showed you guys which fragrances saw the most usage out of my collection. So in today's video, I'm going to do just that. Now there are quite a few fragrances to cover in this video, so I won't go into too much detail about each and every fragrance. I'll just quickly mention why I was reaching for that particular fragrance in the winter. Now this video, or this sort of a list, will contain a mixture between cheapies and designer stuff, and I'm going to start this list off with a cheapie from the house of Latava, the Amir Al Oud Intense. Now this is a very nice fragrance that has, it's smoky, woody and sweet at the same time. It creates this very nice cozy feeling around me, at least in my mind when I'm wearing this. I sort of imagine like I'm sitting next to a campfire, like in late fall, in the evening in a late fall. As I said, very cozy feeling. This fragrance, a unisex scent with very good performance and very good projection, and also very good price tag to go along with all the other things. One of my best findings of last year, and it saw a lot of usage during this past winter, the first fragrance in this video, the Amir Al Oud Intense from Lotafer. Now the next two fragrances is going to be designer ones and going to be from the same line, and those will be the Stronger With You Intensely and the Stronger With You Absolutely. Now they're quite similar yet quite different to one another, but all in all they share quite a similar scent profile. You got that cinnamon vanilla combo with slight spiciness and a lot of sweetness in both of them. In the case of the Absolutely flanker, you also get a chestnut note and a boozy note in here that makes this fragrance a little bit darker, a little bit more mature. The Intensely flanker is a bit louder as far as the projection goes, a little bit less lasting, has a little bit less lasting power, and it's sort of a slightly brighter type of, it has sort of a slightly brighter type of sweetness to it. But they pretty much serve the same purpose. They are fantastic fragrances for like a cold winter time of the year. Very sweet, very long lasting, especially in the case of the Intensely, very strong projecting as well. So those two fragrances, the Stronger With You Intensely and Stronger With You Absolutely, again, so a lot of usage from me in this past winter. The next cheapie in this video is going to be the Latava Assad. Another great discovery for me during this past year. I bought this fragrance in late fall, and this fragrance saw a lot of usage in the winter months. It's a fragrance inspired by, of course, Sauvage Elixir, although this is like a slightly more mature version of Sauvage Elixir to my nose. It's slightly sweeter, less spicy and less fresh compared to the original Sauvage Elixir, but fantastic scent profile. Very nice, very long lasting, very good performance out of this fragrance. Quite again a very nice price tag to go along with the good performance and the good scent profile. This fragrance also got me a lot of compliments, and I've been really enjoying it this past winter. In fact, I've been wearing this more compared to the original. So the next fragrance is the Latava Assad. The next designer fragrance in this list is going to be the Halloween Man Shad. Now this is a fragrance that carries quite similar scent profile to the La Nuit de l'Homme from YSL. You've got cardamom, you've got iris, you've got a very interesting daiquiri note here in the opening. This is like a little bit sexier, more youthful and slightly sweeter version of La Nuit de l'Homme. I really enjoy this fragrance, especially during nights. Very sexy fragrance to my nose. I'm really enjoying wearing this one, especially going to bed or like in late evenings when I sort of cuddle with my girlfriend, on the couch. The next two cheapies that I'm going to show you that I was using a lot or reaching for a lot during the winter. First one from the house of Lotafer, the Lotafer Ram Silver, and from the house of Afnan, the Afnan 9 PM. Now I'm showing these two together because they are very similar scent profile wise. Also they pretty much serve the same purpose. They both of them are clones of Jean Paul Gaultier's Ultramol. although they take slightly different approach. The 9 p.m. is slightly fresher. It has an sort of an apple note in the opening compared to the pure note that the Ultra Mode, the original, has, whereas the Lotafer Rams Silver, it has pretty similar pure note in the opening, like with the original. On the dry down, again, they differ slightly because the Afnan 9 p.m. Is closer to the dry down of the original Ultra Mode, whereas the Ram Silver actually takes a slightly different approach. It becomes a little bit more woodier on the dry down, but all in all, both of them are great alternatives to Ultra Mode. Now, in the times where I've wanted something sweet but that has a slight sparkle to it, a slight freshness to it, I was reaching for 9 p.m. And at those moments when I just wanted something sweet and a little bit more woody, those were the moments when I was reaching for the Latava Ram Silver. The next designer fragrance that I'm going to show you in this video is going to be the Salvatore Ferragamo Moc. Now this is another fragrance that I really enjoyed wearing during this past winter. Very interesting scent profile. You know, you got your cardamom, you got some spiciness, a black pepper note. There's some broxon, there's tonka bean, there's cashmere oud in here, but the whole blend, the way that this fragrance, the notes in this fragrance have been blended, you know, they give off this sort of an appearance, especially in the air around you, as if you're wearing some sort of like you've just eaten a dessert, something like a tiramisu dessert. Really nice, really sweet fragrance with a great performance, great projection. It can still be found relatively cheap when we talk about the designer fragrance. I like the bottle design of this one as well. So all in all, this fragrance again saw a lot of usage. The next designer fragrance that I'm going to show in this video is going to be one of my all-time most favorite vanilla-based scents, the Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Now this is a fantastic vanilla, one of the best vanilla fragrances on the market right now and maybe all time. You know, the vanilla and benzoin are the main players in this fragrance, with some supporting role played by a bergamot note and a slight incense note, a slight smoky vibe in here. Fantastic vanilla scent, very sweet, very dense, very good performance considering this is an EDT concentration fragrance. Very youthful, very sexy type of scent profile in here. I've been really enjoying this one. I was also able to get a backup bottle of this fragrance because I was running low, as you can see. So all in all, if we talk about vanilla scents, as I said, one of my most favorite vanilla based scents out there. The next chippy in this video is going to be the from the house of Al Haramain, the Detour Noir. One of the ugliest bottle, all-time ugliest bottle as far as perfumery goes. But that doesn't matter because the scent is absolutely fantastic, the quality of the juice. I've been really enjoying this one. You know, you've got vanilla, cinnamon, mint, apple, some spices, fantastic scent profile, very close to the original considering that this is dirty cheap, can still be found for dirty cheap if you look around enough online. Very long lasting, very good performing with nice projection. Sort of creates again this very cozy feeling, like, you know, the holidays are coming. Sometimes I imagine myself like eating on a freshly baked apple pie. This is how sweet and nicely this one smells. I even just recently ordered a backup bottle. That's how I think, how highly I think of this fragrance. The next designer fragrance in this list is going to be the Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé. I was late to the party on this one. I had a lot of doubts, tried it a lot of times before I ended up pulling the trigger on this fragrance, but now a few months down the road, I can honestly say that I'm not, I don't feel sorry about this because I think this is a really nice fragrance. Here it's all about that mix of vanilla, iris, chestnut, whiskey and amber. Really dense, sweet, mature type of sweetness, a slight boozy note from the whiskey here. It's a slightly dark type of scent, very mature, great for cold evenings and nights. The next cheapie, although nowadays I think this doesn't qualify as a cheapie because of the hype that has drove up the prices so high that this is basically sold at pretty much designer prices. But when I was able to get this one, it was still a cheapie from the house of Latava, the Latava Camera. Now this fragrance is a fragrance that's inspired by Angel Share by Kilian. not a direct clone. Here it's all about that very dense sweetness, vanilla, cinnamon, some spiciness, some booziness. It's very sweet fragrance, perfectly unisex, great performance, great projection, great complement factor, fantastic looking bottle and presentation. The only problem with this one, as I said, is all of the hype that was created around this fragrance, and because of that it's hard to find, and prices have gone through the roof. The next designer fragrance is going to be none other than the Spice Bomb Extreme. Now again, like with the Reserve Privé from Givenchy, I was late to the party on this one, but on this one I was late to the party by a few years. Over the past few years I tried this fragrance numerous times, with samples and decants. I never managed to quite like it enough to pull the trigger on a full bottle, but last autumn something just clicked into place, and I decided to get a full bottle, and I'm over the moon happy with this, with how much I've enjoyed this fragrance. This fragrance, of course, is all about that very simple sounding scent profile of spices, vanilla and tobacco. And yes, it's simple, and at the same time it's very complex. It's a fantastic blend between all those notes. You get that sweetness from the vanilla, you get that slight sharpness from the spices, you get that warmth from the tobacco. It's a fantastic blend, very long lasting, although I know people have complained about the performance of recent batches. This is a 22 batch from last year, and I have absolutely zero complaints about the performance. It's a compliment monster getting fragrance. Again, another cold winter night type of a fragrance, really enjoyable for me. The last cheapie in this list is going to be the Club de Nuit Intense Man from the House of Armaf, the EDP version. Now, I know that the Club de Nuit Intense Man is not considered a strictly winter type of scent, but this fragrance has such a phenomenal performance, projection and versatility that you can basically use it in any type of weather, any season, any type of occasion, any type of temperature outside, no problem at all. Fantastic fragrance, fantastic performance, like a monster compliment getting fragrance. I've always really enjoyed using this fragrance. Of course, this is the Creed Aventus DNA with a slight twist done by Armaf. Again, this is one of my all-time favorite scents, not only in my collection, but like all around from everything that I've tried. And I'm going to finish off this video with another of the last designer fragrance in this video, the last fragrance in this video, and again, one of my best discoveries from last year, from the house of Jean Paul Gaultier, the Le Mot Le Parfum. I mean, what can I say about this fragrance? It's all about vanilla, cardamom, lavender and iris. Again, another very sweet fragrance that has slight freshness from that lavender note in here, and the addition of that iris note just makes this fragrance a little bit sweeter and a little bit more mature compared to the Le Mot, and especially compared to Ultra Mot. But it carries that original Le Mot DNA with the vanilla and lavender combo. Very nice, very sweet. I get great performance out of this fragrance. About 12 hours on my skin with days on clothes. It's gotten me a lot of compliments. Just a fantastic fragrance all around. So guys, in this video I showed you my most used fragrances during this past winter. I hope that this video doesn't end up getting too long or boring. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, stay safe, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye bye.